flare, you see where it starts to flare out. So you see a shoot out here, you see a shoot out here, and just think about that big old oak tree you climbed when you were a kid, and all those roots that it had right at its base, and how you climb on those roots, and gave you a little bit of a step up to climb that tree. Well, that's what you're trying to find here on this little tree, on this little sapling, this young tree. You're trying to find on here, where is that flare? And you actually want to dig this hole shallow enough that this flare is exposed, deep enough that this is underground, but shallow enough that this is exposed. So as you can tell, this is not going to be a very deep hole at all. And so I'm gonna get to work digging this hole, and then I'll check back with you in just a minute. So when it comes to digging this hole, I only need to go as deep as this root flare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this in this spot that I want to dig that hole, and I need to go about twice as wide as this root ball, but not any deeper. And so what I've done here is I've just created a little bit of a square with the edge of this, the tip of this shovel, and then I'm going to go lay this down, and I'm going to dig this hole about half the length of this shovel, of the head of this shovel, and that's going to be the depth that I need to go, and then I'll have the width. Okay, so look, I've got the hole dug now. I actually think it's going to be a little bit deep, but I kind of want to show you how I make that measurement. So I'm going to grab my tree. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to set it down right in this hole. And it's pretty fascinating how preparing the surface takes a lot longer than the planting of the tree. Getting all that grass cleaned out took a lot longer than digging this hole. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my shovel, I'm going to lay it across this hole, and what I can see from that angle is that this hole's a little bit too deep because that flare is below the handle of my shovel. I'm also kind of take it from here, and listen, I'm also planting on a hill, which makes this a little bit more challenging, but this is a little bit closer. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little bit of dirt, come in here, I'm going to spread it. Now when I dug this hole, though I had left a lot of dirt in it, it's a pretty shallow hole, I broke up the ground underneath where this root is going to go. So I've got some really loose soil in here. I'm going to come in here now. I'm going to check this again. Honestly, it's still a little bit deep. It's getting a lot closer. But I'd actually rather this be shallow than deep. I'm going to put a little bit more dirt. And this backfill dirt that I'm using, it's the same dirt that I took out of the ground. I don't need to go to the department store and get any fertilizer or tree growth. Where I'm at here, this soil is good. Now, all right, listen, I really like this height. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take a little bit of dirt and I'm going to start backfilling this in some. Can I jump right here, sweetie? I'm going to start backfilling this. All right, here's what I'm going to do now. This is a pretty important step, is I'm going to take a few steps back. I'm going to take some steps back and then off to the side, and I'm going to make sure that this tree is level. All right, that tree looks really good from below the hill.